Yo, what is up guys? FNT here and welcome to my channel where I help you make the most out of your gaming experience. In this video, we're going to talk about the ROG Bulwark and how it works with the ROG Xbox Ally X. I did an unboxing on my channel. I did a few shorts. I unboxed the dock. I unboxed a charging, a power charger, and you guys had a bunch of questions, and hopefully I can answer those questions in this video. If I didn't, please leave me a comment, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can, or maybe make answer with a short, or maybe make another video. Um, and It's greatly appreciated. If you found this video helpful, please leave me a like, subscribe, check out my description for other ways that you can support the channel, and let's get started. All right, so the most important part, of course, are the ports. We have two USB-C, HDMI 2.1, Ethernet, and three USB-A ports. The two most important ports are up here, right? So this is the upstream port, which is where you would connect your Xbox Ally X. And this provides up to 100 watts of power. Now, if you're using a 100-watt charger, you would it'll provide 90 watts if you have all of these ports connected, right? So they recommend using a 140-watt charger, which of course they make a 140-watt charger. So if you go and buy that, it's actually kind of cheaper now than it was in the beginning. I think it was way more expensive when it first came out. But I do recommend you use that. I do have an unboxing on my channel. So if and the charger would go here, right? And this can provide up to 140 watts. So you can plug in 100 watts, you can use 130 watt, or they recommend 140. So with a 140-watt charger, it doesn't matter how many of these you have plugged in, it will always provide 100 watts to your Ally X. Now, I didn't see any real performance boosts when using a 140-watt charger. Basically, it just charges a lot faster is the only thing that I noticed. I really didn't do a lot of extensive testing, but that's all that I saw, right, was, oh, it's taking a lot less to charge my Ally X. So there's that, and plus it has a whole bunch of ports on it, so it's pretty useful when you're on the go and stuff. And you need to charge a whole bunch of stuff, right? Um, then next we have the HDMI 2.1. This will do 4K 144 hertz or 8K at 30 hertz, I believe. And then we have Ethernet 1 gigabit up to 1 gigabit per second. And then we have the three USB A's, which are 10 gigabit per second. And I believe this last one here is the only one that will actually provide maybe enough power. But you're probably going to need like low power devices here, or maybe self-powered devices like a keyboard. I plugged in my keyboard, but I don't think I really didn't pay attention if it was charging or not. But I know this one here, this is the only place where I could plug in my phone to charge. These other ones, it wouldn't even charge at all. So that's a little bit of information there about these ports, right? If you feel like your device is not getting enough power that you have plugged in here, more than likely you're going to plug in maybe an external SSD or something, and you feel like, oh, it's not working. Maybe use this last one to get a little bit more power out of that. But there you have it. Those are all the ports. I hope I answered most of the questions that I got about that. I do recommend using 140-watt, and that would be good. All right, so basically, just gonna set this up right. And I don't know if this will help anybody, but this is my 140 watt is down plugged in somewhere down below my desk, and next we have this. Make sure that your cable is rated for 100 excuse me, for HDMI 2.1. Also, this cable came with my 140-watt charger, and in their documentation it says use a USB cable that is rated for 240 watts for that device, because you want it to be able to handle the wattage that it's pushing through, right? All right, so here is my Ally X, and I'm just gonna plug it in, right? Oh, and I forgot I was using my wireless keyboard and mouse. So let me plug that in too. I'm plugging it into the low power, right? So this basically that's it, right? It's connected to the dock and it's connected to my monitor. Just make sure you're using HDMI 2.1. Now let's move my camera up here to the monitor. Okay, so it depends on it really depends on what games you're going to be playing, right? So I'm not sure what games you guys wanted to see, but it just vary. It's going to vary a lot. Like a game like Hollow Knight, you can it's a 2D game. You can probably set it to 4K and still get really high frame rates, very high FPS. But for other games like Doom and stuff, like you have to kind of temper your expectations a little bit. You see how it's like 200 frames per second. It's a 2D game, not super super colorful. It looks it's an amazing looking game. But again, it's 2D, not very graphic intensive, right? So if we quit this, okay, so once that loads, right? So we have just go into the settings, right? And go to display. And of course, right now it's at 1080, 120 hertz. I did set this to adaptive. I was doing a bunch of testing here. Let's just reset. What is default? Let's see what's default. So we're using the upscaler FSR, balanced, frame generation. I'm going to turn this on. Let's see. We have, I guess this is set to handheld. I don't know why it's at custom. I hate it when it does that. But I think we are on handheld. And let's just apply, right? I was messing around with the settings before. And to me, I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. But if you're expecting the performance of a desktop PC, that is not going to happen, right? Um, and I guess it looks okay. I don't know. I don't know how this would compare to like the Switch or whatever, but um, I think it looks pretty good, right? Just temper your expectations. This is 70 frames per second. I want to say I've gotten more than that before. This is at 120 hertz, though. Where was I going? I don't remember. I know there's some enemies around here. But if you guys want to see any specific games, let me know in the comments. I mean, this is the basic setting, right? 120 hertz, maybe 1080p. Okay, if you go out here, I think this is where I was going, right? And of course, it takes a lot of tinkering with this type of thing, right? So, I mean, on my desktop PC, I have the luxury of just setting everything to ultra and just kind of just going from there, right? And everything seems to work pretty well for the most part. At least 60 frames per second, maybe sometimes. I don't know. I don't have too high expectations sometimes, especially when we're setting things to ultra and stuff like that. Sometimes your frames per second will drop no matter how powerful your machine is, right? Boom. All right. I think I have a 4070, right? 4070 Super. I don't know. I've been thinking about upgrading that. But there you have it, guys. This is I did an off-screen recording. I I could have recorded the actual gameplay, but if you guys want to see the actual gameplay recorded, I can probably do that. Just with an Elgato or whatever capture device. But I decided to do it off screen here just because I wanted to show you um you know it's actually working, right? And I wanted to show all the connecting my bulwark and all that stuff. So I kind of just stuck with the off screen recording. Um, I mean, don't have high expectations, right? Like you're not gonna go ultra settings on this and full blown settings and get over 60 frames per second or whatever. But there you have it. I hope this helps, guys. If you guys need more more gameplay of something else, I could do an actual capture of the actual gameplay if you want to see that. This looks pretty neat. I think it looks pretty good, right? Um and if you want to see a specific game, just let me know. If I have the game, I will load it up and play the game and record the record that if you want to see that. But but yeah, I am 4 Ninja Toads and I'm out. Peace. Yeah.